Olá, eu sou Fernando Iglesias e dessa vez é com um misto de alegria e tristeza que recebo você para o último programa, o 11º da série O Sétimo Dia. Nos Estados Unidos, a tradição dominical como o Dia Santo tem estado ligada à vida religiosa por séculos. Alguns criam que, para receber as bênçãos de Deus, era necessário observar o domingo do modo correto. E outros criam que ignorá-lo incorria em desgraça.
Uns 10 anos antes do início da Guerra Civil, um médico abolicionista do norte dos Estados Unidos decidiu viajar pelo sul para ver por si mesmo a situação, embora tendo a predisposição de observá-la com olhos de preconceito. Um certo domingo, estava em Nova Orleans e ficou abismado com a desecração do sábado, o dia de descanso, os vícios de jogos, a prostituição e a orgia geral de então. No dia seguinte, ocorreu um incêndio devastador, o que era bem comum no século XIX. A cidade ficou toda destruída. Então ele descreveu no seu diário que achava que aquela gente tinha tido uma boa sobremesa por quebrar o repouso do dia oficial do descanso.
Os tempos mudaram, bem como a postura quanto ao domingo. À medida que a indústria foi se mecanizando e as leis trabalhistas reduzindo a semana de trabalho, o povo começou a gostar do tempo livre. Então o domingo associou-se cada vez mais ao lazer. E isso acarretou graves problemas.
O problema era que o valor monetário do dólar começou a ser associado com o dia de domingo através do lazer e da recreação. Em outras palavras, os jogos de beisebol, os teatros, os centros de diversão, todas essas atividades que formavam a vida do lazer e da recreação eram lucrativas e muitos empresários tiravam lucro delas. E, por conseguinte, estavam lucrando com o dia oficial de descanso.
Aos olhos de muitos líderes religiosos, a secularização do domingo era um enorme passo na direção errada. Pessoas muito influentes e poderosas exigiam mais leis para limitar o comércio e ainda a atividade privada no domingo. Esse empenho por resguardar o domingo ainda continua hoje, como que faz a LARES de Alliance, Aliança do Dia do Senhor.
Segundo a postura da Aliança do Dia do Senhor, a ideia do repouso do dia de descanso antecede toda a comunidade religiosa, até mesmo o próprio judaísmo.
Quando a Aliança do Dia do Senhor foi formada, se debatia muito sobre a questão das leis dominicais. Em maio de 1888, o senador Henry Blair, de Nova Hampshire, propôs uma lei para limitar as atividades seculares no domingo, na jurisdição do governo federal dos Estados Unidos. O senador Blair disse claramente que o propósito do projeto de lei era preservar o domingo como dia de repouso e observação religiosa. O projeto legislativo foi enviado ao Comitê de Educação e Trabalho do Senado, cujo presidente era Blair. Entre os que apresentaram objeções contra a legislação, se encontrava Alonso Jones.
Sir, you may speak of the power of the majority in social and civil matters, but there is no majority, however large, that can invade the territory of a man's religion. Not in this land, not under our Constitution.
Mr. Jones, you fail to recognize the right, or more importantly, the responsibility of the state to protect the welfare of the people as a whole.
Senator, it seems that you fail to recognize the clear distinction between man's responsibility to the state and his duty toward God. The first, he must render under the force of law. The second, duty to God, must be carried out only under the force of love, and that freely, voluntarily. No law can command love.
But the law of the state must protect the people to carry out their duty to God. Our Sunday law is written to ensure the preservation of the Lord's Day for the benefit of the people.
An admirable goal, Senator Blair, but completely unnecessary. Our Constitution already recognizes the rights of the people with respect to their religion. Your Sunday law would add nothing to our fundamental freedoms. It would rather add restrictions.
I'm afraid, sir, that you are blind to the realities of our age. If men owe a duty to God and do not willingly perform it, they become a corrupting influence in society.
This proposed Sunday law would have a corrupting influence by introducing force and coercion into its observance.
On the contrary, the intended effect is to enhance the Sabbath. If men do not consent to honor the Lord's day, if their actions on that day are unrestrained by civil law, excuse me, then they trample on the very rights of those who would honor and observe the day as holy unto the Lord.
With all due respect, Senator, can you not see that your Sunday bill proposes to trample on the rights of the religious minorities? Do you really want to revert to those dark ages where church and state united to force men to violate their conscience and conform to an officially established religion?
Now, that is an unworthy comparison, sir. Our Sunday law is for the ultimate benefit of the whole society. Is it not a legitimate function of the state to legislate on behalf of the common good?
The common good of which you value so highly is not served by restricting the rights of one man's conscience in order to enlarge the rights of another. It is best served by the freedoms upon which this republic was established. State-sponsored religious coercion defies the clear intent of the Founding Fathers.
But this law provides an exemption for those who wish to worship on another day. Jews, Seventh-day Baptists, your Seventh-day Adventists, for example, who observe Saturday as the Sabbath. So where's the problem?
The problem is...
Why, just this morning, Mrs. Batum of the Women's Christian Temperance Union addressed this committee in support of such an exemption. She has conferred with representatives of 9 different groups who observe Saturday rather than Sunday, and you know how many of those approved the exemption? All of them. Every single one.
Senator, I have great respect for the temperance principles promoted by Mrs. Batum's organization, but she does not speak for my denomination on the question of exemptions.
Come now, Professor Jones, are you about to object to exemptions that would certainly benefit your group and several others?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, we do object. An exemption clause would not change the proposed law so as to modify our opposition. Here is the principle, Senator. If the law were just and perfect, an exemption would not be necessary. Another thing, an exemption clause is nothing other than a toleration clause in disguise. Toleration is not liberty. It is merely a form of condescension, the majority putting up with the opinions and convictions of the minority. Our Constitution guarantees not tolerance, but rights, and we claim those rights as American citizens.
Mr. Jones, without yielding the point, let me move to another question. How would you react if we were to rewrite this bill as a Saturday law, with Saturday as the Sabbath, not Sunday at all? I suppose you would take a very different position.
To the contrary, Senator. All laws that attempt to force the conscience are manifestly unchristian and unconstitutional by their very nature. Therefore, Senator, we are against every Sunday law that has ever been made since the first one enacted by Constantine to the one you are proposing now. And if you changed it from a Sunday law to a Saturday law, we would oppose it just as firmly.
O projeto do senador Blair nunca avançou além daquele comitê, mas até então já existiam muitas leis dominicais, chamadas de leis azuis. De fato, hoje nos Estados Unidos, 49 dos 50 estados têm leis que protegem o domingo. Alasca é a única exceção.